People ask me, why is it that this society is always so slave oriented? Well, it's not that hard of a question to answer. See, in a sick society, ignorance is bliss because when people are ignorant, the ones on top benefit and live a good life. When people become wise, well, God forbid, in certain situations, or in the name of a sick society, God forbid, well, people will realize that they don't need the higher ups because the higher ups don't necessarily do anything good for them, anyways. So, in any sick society, you will see that the ones who lick their teachers' asses, the ones who are simply slavish by design, they will always be um, highlighted. They will always be prioritized because they are easy to control. Yes, they are people who don't do anything. They are what I call moles. Yes, because they are people who don't do anything in their life and they don't have any conscience at all. They don't have any regrets as a consequence of that. So they simply are the kinds of people who will do literally everything. You ask them to kill someone, they will do that. You ask them to commit a genocide, they will do that. Yes, these are the people that commit all the horrible sins in a sick society. Yes, and if you look carefully at the world, the so-called evil people aren't necessarily that evil. They have bad plans, yes, but you don't see any of those doing the things. It's these people who don't have anything to do with their lives that are literally killing you slowly and surely, especially through their ignorance. Now, a sick society wants people to be complacent and stupid because that's the only way that they can be ruled. People ask me, but how is it that, some people make it in their life? Well, it's very simple. You are taught to be stupid, you are taught to be lazy and comfortable in your laziness. You have to understand, you are a unique design of consciousness. There is no such thing as religion, as good or bad. Everything that you do, you are nothing else but an extension of consciousness, and you have to experience for it. It's not that you're obliged to do it. Imagine that you're an extension of it. Whatever you feel, whether it's good or bad, whatever you do with your life, irrespective of how moral or immoral it is, you are doing it in the name of consciousness. Yes? This doesn't necessarily have to turn you into some kind of warrior for some kind of ideology or something, but the point is, everything that each and every piece of life in this world that experiences, consciousness experiences as a whole. Yes? Because consciousness experiences things through every little bit of life that there is in here. Yes, on this cosmos. But it experiences those through the unique design of each and every individual. Yes? Why people don't make it in life and they still stay a slave of their own job is because they become somewhat comfortable to it. Maybe their environment, the society they live in, doesn't offer them much of a choice and they are constantly poor. But the point is, each and every one of us is one talent away from simply getting money. Yes? If you find something, a little hobby, and you work towards it, at least you keep your sanity. Maybe you don't get money out of it, but at least you keep your sanity in the world that wants you insane, wants you always in fear, in reluctance, in pains and such. Once you find a little hobby, learn about it, grind it, make some progress. Not necessarily daily. You will have your days when you're tired, and you simply work towards it. Then find a way through which you can make some money. Learn to make music and make music packs. Sell them online. Yes, make a few dozen of those packs. People will buy them in time. Make, I don't know, certain noise packs, and all sorts of things. Digital drawing. There are a lot of things that you can make use of, and you can simply sell them. There are people who are making money out of selling AI pictures, AI stuff. Now, this is unfortunately pushed back, so you'd have to take care about this, but there are so many means through which, in time, obviously, one can simply detach from this world. Maybe 3D printing or other means can help you detach and get some extra bucks, allowing you to work, for example, a job that pays less, for example, but you have less responsibilities, or a part-time job instead, which means more hours in a day for you. Rich people make it rich because they make money work for them. They make jobs for others, yes, and they do their own things. You're not gonna see a rich person, a successful person do the laundry. They have someone to do that for them. You're rarely gonna see a successful person drive for themselves. They're gonna have their personal chauffeur, yes, or well, you want to call them driver, whatever. But the point is very simple. They allow other people to do things and they get, paid for that. And in many cases, these people can pay pretty well. So this is how life should be designed. Whatever way you can, whatever thing you can think of. Maybe you're an interior designer, you can think about that, Maybe you can start a little business where you help people set up their homes from afar, you know. They can contact you on Instagram or things like that, and they have a home and you can give them some design ideas. Yes, if you couple that with spirituality, for example, you can help people design a certain house or a certain apartment or a block of flats based on sacred geometry, so that people who live in that apartment actually live a better life because the energies within that house will be harmonious. Yes, this is a very important thing that people simply don't take into account. Women will usually feel that, but they will probably disregard it. Yes, and well, it's gonna be yet another reason why they don't feel good in their own skin in that specific house. Don't forget, a house is an organism, and it has own energies that flow within, and if the geometry is not good, well, things are not going to function too well. Remember that your physical body also has a geometry, yes? And say, for example, if you bend your spine because of standing in awkward positions while at your PC, obviously your spine will hurt. Similarly, it is for everything that you build, houses included. Yes, maybe you're a good speaker. You can find means to become represented. Maybe you can talk about some of the wisdom that you have. Maybe you can create podcasts. Maybe you can create, AI designed books, like drawing books for children and sell them on Amazon. Not sure how much money one can get out of that. But there are many ideas, and always remember, when you wake up in the morning, the first hour that you spend is it's what will influence most of your day. Because if you begin complaining, your whole day will feel sluggish. If you wake up every day and remind yourself that you're always one talent away from being more resourceful in life than you are currently here, not necessarily rich, but more resourceful, well, that is a different mindset to have. Yes, because in the end, resources are needed by all of us. Yes, and talent in Latin means a sum of gold, a bag of gold. Yes, from the Latin talentum. So hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. I appreciate it, take care, enjoy life, and this being said, Ferenc on board signing out.